my age, you never pass up a handrail.
Come on, Don, I'm not that old.
My name is Don Formby. I was asked to say a few words. I imagine there's many of you could say something equally more interesting than myself, but since my daughter-in-law is the principal, I'm up here. Just a couple of words about myself. I went into the Army in 1962 and spent 13 months in Korea, first CAD.
Okay.
And got out in 65. I didn't make a career. Sometimes I wished I had. I didn't. But looking back at it, it was probably the best 3 years of my life. I'm sorry if I didn't. My brother was a career Marine. Marci's father was a career Navy. And it means a lot to us. Marci, I'm sorry. What I'd like to do, I knew that was going to happen. Got that out of the way, baby. I like for, I got a few things to say, but I want to recognize those of you that are here. Are there any Coast Guard people here? Veterans or active duty? Coast Guard, as you know, is not a part of the Department of Defense anymore. It's the Homeland Security. Very, very important to us. If I call your branch of service, would you please stand and remain standing? The United States Air Force. United States Marine Corps. United States Navy. And the United States Army. Now, if any of you are still active duty, and I think there are some of you here that are still active duty, would you please remain standing and the others please sit? Let's give these. I went in 62, which I know is not the oldest service day here. I met Jim Ford here, Korean veteran. Jim went in 52. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would you please stand? Are there any others who have come to the service day prior to that? Yes, sir. What was yours?
1950.
1950. Great. Your name, sir? And what branch of service was that? Great for you. Anybody else? You know, I was doing a little, trying to find something to come up with this morning, and I was looking to see what the definition of service is. And if you look that up in dictionaries or Wikipedia, whatever you want to look at, basically it's pretty simplistic. It says service, the helping or doing work for others. Now we know as military or former military, it's more than that. Veterans Day was originally called Armistice Day, or Day of Remembrance. And it was initiated after a war at the armistice or the signing of the end of World War I. Like I said, it was also called Armistice Day. It actually made a national holiday in 1938. In 1954, they realized that there were other veterans to be honored other than World War I, World War II, and Korea. So in 1954, they changed it to Veterans Day to serve everybody that's been in the military. Of course, we have our Vietnam veterans now, and our Middle East veterans. It includes everybody. They don't have to be singled out because they know if they're a veteran or a service member, they're included in that. So I thought that was rather interesting. For many, many years, it was called Armistice Day. When they made it a Veterans Day in 1954, they wanted to change the date to the second or third day in October for some reason. And Veterans Day had normally been, Armistice Day had normally been recognized in November like it is now. But they had so much resistance from the communities and states and cities, they did not change it to October. They left it as what it is, which is November the 11th, and that's what it's always been. Service, as we know, entails a lot of different things more than just doing work for somebody. You're away from home, you sacrifice your family, many times you sacrifice your jobs. Some don't come home. Those of us that have served, we know what sacrifice is. To the kids, fourth graders, they love fourth graders? Good. There's ways that you can serve, there's ways that you can serve without being in the military or before you might go in the military. You can serve your school. You can serve your teachers. You can serve your family. There's a lot of things you can do as fourth graders and then all through high school that you can do that will benefit society and benefit yourself and your family. So when you see something needs to be done, good, okay? If you see a teacher needing some help, give her some help. If you see a fellow student struggling, see what you can do to help. Does that make sense? Okay, think about it. I don't have much more to say. I just want to say thank you, Marci, for giving me the opportunity to come and stand up here and blabber.
I want to say that I'm extremely proud of my father-in-law, and I know that there's stories that we keep and we carry. Anyone that's been in the service or does service, and it takes a lot of courage just to come up here. And I think what speaks so broadly is your authenticity, and it's always spoke to my heart. I want to thank everyone. There are things that go on, and like I said before, that we just don't know. It's in those trenches that you've built some of those great bonds. We continue to do that, and we give thanks for all of you, your families. I remember my father was deployed for months at a time, and we did not know the families holding it together. So when you came back, sometimes things were not as good when you came back, and things were good. But I just want to say thank you for everything you've given, and thank you so much. And I want to say thank you, Don. I never have to apologize for who you are. Thank you.